everyone, thank you for taking the time to stop by and check out my very first video, and welcome to my YouTube channel, ChiliDawg Corner. I'm going to give a quick rundown of what I want this channel to be, and essentially it's just going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly of indie titles that are free to play with an Xbox Game Pass subscription. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're Xbox exclusives or anything like that. Some of them you can find on Nintendo, some of them you can find on Steam. But the core of this channel is going to be reviews over indie games. So yeah, we're going to do a breakdown over story quality, art, music, gameplay. I'll give my personal opinion, and then we'll assign a final review score at the end of the show. Why not? But yeah, before we roll into this week's episode, let's go ahead and have a quick word from our sponsors. I'm just kidding, we don't have any sponsors. Okay, so this week's episode is going to be over Haven. And Haven was developed by the Game Bakers, whom some of you might be familiar with if you have ever played the RPG Squid's Odyssey. But yeah, so rolling into the story aspect of this game, Haven, absolutely captivating, so soulful. I mean, it's everything that you would want out of an indie game when it comes to this story. Before I bought the game, I read a review online, and shout out to whoever wrote this review, because it's basically what made me decide to download the game. Somebody said, "You don't play Haven, you feel Haven," and I think that sums it up. Yeah. So you play as two lovers, Kay and U. You're escaping an outer space tyrannical government called the Apiary, right? And then this is all for the sake of love. All for the sake of love. And so upon crash landing your spaceship, which is called the Nest, on a mysterious planet, you begin to find that the lovers' relationship and their tenacity is put to the test. But you spend all of your time searching the surrounding planets for parts to repair your ship, to upgrade your ship, to fix your space boots, and then you also look for vegetation so that you can create more recipes or whatever, because there's also like cooking in this game, and it's really cute. So after you spend, you know, X amount of time like cooking together or like spending time together, reading books, whatever you're doing, you fill up this this bar, right? This little like bar, and once it's full, you get apple brew, which is like, I guess, kind of like beer in the game. And then once you finally fill the bar, you get the apple brew and you toast. And every time you drink apple brew, there's a cute little love scene. But with every world that you're exploring and you clear of this toxic rust, or whatever, you'll receive another piece of the story. So you become more invested as the game goes on. There are so many good twists and turns, and the entire time I was playing it, I just wanted to know more. I wanted to know more. So it really kept me hooked. I don't want to give away too many spoilers about the game, but I will say that for me, there was absolutely an emotional investment in this game. I haven't really been as emotionally invested in a game as I have with Haven since I played Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Yeah, that game really pulled on my heartstrings, and so did Haven too. So absolutely incredible story-wise. Okay, so for the story, we're gonna give 10 out of 10. All right. Gameplay. At the beginning of the game, there's like a loading screen, and it says something along the lines of like, Haven is not to be like, it's not meant to be difficult or challenging in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with the combat though, to be honest with you, especially for a game that has like such a good like story, like very heavily story focused. I didn't really expect the combat to be such a great part in the game, really. But it's turn-based. I mean, it's not anything that you're going to get out of like a JRPG, say if you're like playing Tales or something, the Tales series or whatever. But yeah, well, actually, I can show you better than I can tell you. So let's just have a look. Let's just have a look. Okay, yeah, so there you have it. There you have it. That's basically what the combat is. So I will say that some of the foes do get progressively more difficult. Towards the end, especially, they become more difficult. Art and music. So art and music, I would say like the art style is very like vaporwave aesthetic. You know, like circa 2011. Like the colors anyway. Like the colors are incredible. I mean, I remember like playing like Microsoft Paint or like on Microsoft Paint as a kid, and the blue and the fuchsia color that is very like prominent throughout the game is definitely like two of my favorite colors that I picked. Um, but yeah, so and the music is just great. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Cloud Kicker, like something Cloud Kicker would like incorporate. If you guys know who that artist is. But yeah, it's very captivating, so captivating. I could zone out, so catching these like little flow threads that power up your space boots, basically. I could zone out and just listen to the music and just like cruise that for hours. It felt so nice. So gameplay, art, and music, I will say 8 out of 10. I'll say 8 out of 10 because I haven't really touched on it yet, but the map is really hard to navigate. The map is pretty confusing. Like it takes a little while to get the hang of it, and so and the loading screens were like really monotonous. So if you screwed up and you went to the wrong planet or something because it was hard to navigate the map, so there was a loading screen, and then you had to turn around and there was another loading screen. You know, and it seemed like they took long. So I'll give gameplay and then art and music 8 out of 10. Going into my personal opinion, I will say this game absolutely needs to be played. Like it is 100% one of the best games that I have played, in a really long time. I would say like probably a year or something like that. It's incredible. So, absolutely recommend to play Haven. And the score that we're going to give it is going to be 9 out of 10. I think that's 10 and 8 makes 9, like in between or whatever. So yeah. Oh, also at the very end of my, at like every video, I'm gonna drop a charity of the week into the dialogue box. So if you guys would like to donate to that specific charity, feel free to, and it would be very much appreciated. With that being said, thank you guys for sticking around this long. I tried to make it really quick and everything. This was my first video, so I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to doing our next episode, which is going to be over Alba, a wildlife adventure. Really exciting, so stay tuned and come check it out. Bye.